Hey man, I never really had this happen before, and I know sometimes it happens in many different aspects in our lives, where our bodies just get worn out and um, just tired to a certain degree. I really can't even like sit down and like read a book no more. I read a lot of like self help and motivation books, the like entry level psychology books, if you will. That's I stay like mostly in the psychology section, sometimes history, going to the library and stuff like that. But mainly it's psychology. It's kind of like right next to a lot of the religious books and things like that. But I guess I've just been so tired of like I didn't just load it up on those types of books where I literally, like, I say maybe a week ago, tried to sit down, and this has happened on more than one occasion, not just last week, but like maybe a week ago, man, I sat down and I tried to read this other book. Um, and it's like I think the title was like, how to get your mind to become motivated. Something along those lines. Um, and I read like the intro, going into the first chapter, and I just really like I just closed the book after like those 2 or 3 pages, man. And like as the days went on, I couldn't really like. I'm usually like motivated to read and get some information and to find out new things and find new perspectives, diving into all this different information, man. And I just like I said, this wasn't even the first time, man. This is like maybe the third or fourth time within like the last maybe what 6 months or something like that, man. Um, Especially when I was first starting like my drinking journey, I was loading up on it, the different motivational podcasts and books with like how to overcome addictions and getting yourself in shape, changing your mindset, um, how to empower yourself and how to outgrow bad habits, different things like that, man. Just kind of trying to shape myself into someone who wants to do better and forming better habits, in order to change my lifestyle. Now, I've been past 10 months, with not drinking and getting myself into the gym consistently. This is the first time I've been to the gym, like I'm talking about like maybe 8 months straight now. Like just been going. At the very least I'll be out 2 days a week, and at the most it might be where I'll push it to like 6 days, but at least one of those days I might only go like 40 or 50%. But yeah, consistently, man, for like 8 months. And I've been fluctuating, improving. I've had certain time when I first started off, I was doing a lot more powerlifting than cardio. Now I'm doing a lot more cardio. Sometimes I'll balance it out, kind of, lean off the running and stuff like that and do just a little bit more, lifting, more so like dumbbell curls. And I don't even get on bench as much as I used to, but every now and then I hop on the bench and see how much I done improved. Um, but it's more like lat pull downs and crunches. I do the crunch machine and stuff like that. I'll do incline push-ups. Just doing other things. Where I can test myself as far as the upper body and the arm strength goes and stuff like that. But um, just back to the point, man. Yeah, I got like this reader's block, if you will, where I'm just kind of like, man, I couldn't figure it out, and it hit me when I saw one of these videos as I was going through YouTube, and um it was a short, and this guy was saying like, the reason why you're feeling like you're kind of um I won't say fed up, but the reason why you feeling like you've kind of hit your cap on, things you're looking for as far as motivation and all this inspirational stuff is like, because you already really know what you got to do. Now, it's time to stop doing all of the searching and the long hours of studying. And he's like, what you got to do now. It's time to apply that knowledge you got already. And I'm thinking that's maybe the point where I'm at, man. And now, last year was the year of, my rise and overcoming certain things, and really getting through certain tests, mentally, physically, spiritually, you know what I mean? Emotionally, learning how to control my emotions and how I handle certain situations and how I approach certain problems in my life as far as overcoming obstacles or just having certain interactions with people. So that was like the year of the real testing for me. And like I said, just kind of, overcoming a lot in my life, man. Like I said, just health. Last year was a big, big feat for me, overcoming things as far as health, like the way I was eating, the lack of exercising, the way I was thinking mentally, the constant drinking, and just certain dependency I might have had on certain people, and certain things as far as using those things as band-aid solutions to the problems that I had. But yeah, I think that's what it is, man. And I saw that video the other day and I was like, wow. I'm like, damn, so that's what it is, huh? And it makes perfect sense because it's like I said, I done loaded up on so much of that stuff, man. And it's like now I just, when I got through them 2 pages, I just like closed it because it felt like too much. And I never felt like that before, where it was just like that little bit was like the overload, like the shutdown point. Like, okay, all right, you done got so much of this. It's like you don't even really need it no more. And not saying I'm gonna stop, myself from learning or cutting myself off from other perspectives and other bits of information that can suit me in the future, the near and the far future. But yeah, I think now, man, it's just time to start it's time to start doing the applying of that knowledge that I've been getting. To really start getting out here and doing my best to get myself in other atmospheres and other environments to, have different conversations with different people and, bump shoulders with different people in different rooms, so that I can create some of these opportunities for myself that I want, and just putting myself out there to the world and showcasing the skills and the talent that I have. And who knows, how far that can go. And just putting myself to work and building my foundation for the life that I want to create for myself. So I think that's kind of where I'm at, man. And it's crazy. I just returned the book yesterday because I kept it for a while. I'm like, okay, maybe it was for that day, but I just couldn't, for a whole week, I couldn't bring myself to read no more than those 2 or 3 pages, man. And it was crazy. So I returned the book yesterday, like, wow, like, damn, this is crazy. And like I said, that wasn't even the first time, man. And like I said, maybe like the last 6 months, I might have done that, man, like 3 or 4 times. You know what I mean? And some books, it was like, when I started to read, it was like, okay, I'm not really feeling this. It might have been just because of the dialogue in the book and not really feeling like I'm getting much from it. But at least I've went further than 2 or 3 pages in the past, in those instances. But yeah, this one particular time is where I felt like, and then seeing that video, it confirmed it. Like, okay, maybe that's probably what it is. Cause I just opening the book, I felt like, but I'm like, no, maybe it's one of those instances where I might just being lazy and just kind of, got so used to not reading because it had been a little while since I went to the library and picked out a book to read. But it was really, it had been days and I was just like, nah, bro, I just don't, I'm not feeling it, bro. I got the book with good intention, of course, but I just couldn't do it, man. So yeah, like I said, don't stop grasping for more information and different outlooks and perspectives on certain things. To just find different viewpoints of life and how to approach life in different ways. But, sometimes, man, you might have asked all the questions you need to ask and do all the digging you needed to do. Now it's time to put your feet on the ground. It's time to make some moves. It's time to apply some of that knowledge that you have, even if you got to sit down and write it out and figure out what you know or how you can apply the information you have from different books or sources or past experiences you might have had. If you literally have to sit down and write out how you can apply those things you learned, do that. But yeah, man, it's, you can only go so far with the reading and, asking this and that, or asking another person their opinion or how they would approach the situation, because at the end of the day, you're going to have to get up and move the way you want to move or the best way you know how, so yeah, y'all just take that for what you will, man. This is Rooftop TV again. I appreciate all the likes that I get, the subscriptions. I'm at 30 right now, and it's just a blessing for me to get there. I remember when I only had like 2 or 3, say maybe the beginning of last year, and I wasn't even really uploading videos. I know certain people just kind of, was looking out and was giving me love, but being that I got this 30, man, it just shows, and I really appreciate it, y'all. Y'all just give me them likes, share these videos, the content, and let me know. Y'all just comment and let me know what y'all think as far as today's topic and just different videos, where I give different information and perspectives on things that I've been through and things that I think about on a day-to-day. So I appreciate it, everybody. Much love. Y'all be safe out here. Bundle up for this cold for all my Milwaukee people and everybody else. I'm seeing on the news everywhere is cold, especially in places like out there in New York and everything, man. Even Texas, when we got real cold on Friday, I heard they had shut down. So, yeah, man, y'all be careful out here. Bundle up, be safe. Watch out for these people driving, and let's have a good day. Let's keep growing out here, y'all. Peace.